Alrighty, going live, going live, going live. Let's go. 1, 2, 3, 4. Live, baby. It is time for Shuumatsu no Valkyrie, also known as Record of Ragnarok, Chapter 87 reaction stream. I know the chapter dropped earlier this week, and it's Friday, and I think we can enjoy a chapter of Ragnarok. Don't you guys? Don't you guys think that? Now, once again, I'm not really pressed for time, but I want to try to get as much done here on this Friday as I can. I mean, I've been pretty busy overall, but there's some days where like all the things have piled up, and then I get them all done, and then all of a sudden I don't know what to do with myself the following day, like a Sunday, and be like, what? I did all the trust. Yeah. I did the paper. Yeah. There's a video. Yeah. What do I do? Right? So I've been off and on busy like that in that regard. Like I get a bunch of shit that I have to do. I get it all done. I take, 3, 4, 5 days, get it all done. Finally, everything's done. And then I don't know what to do with myself on my downtime. And then, of course, more shit piles up, right? So it's been one of those as far as business goes. And once again, 2024 just sucks. 2024 has been awful on just realistically just about every level thus far. So we're taking the small victories where we can. Like, hopefully, Shuumatsu no Valkyrie's latest round is going to be pretty good, right? But yeah, so I say all this to say we're only going to be giving them about 5 minutes for people to jump in here and stuff, and then we're going to start the chapter. I expect the stream to be under an hour easily, unless some crazy shit happens in the chapter and we have to sit down and talk about it. Outside of that, and it's possible. Once again, I have a wide berth of time if needed, but yeah, I wanted to make sure that this stream got out on a timely fashion, because I think like there was a really bad translation or bad scans or whatever for like the last month, but the really good translation and such like that is supposedly been out for I think like 2 days so far and stuff, and I don't want to get behind on that and stuff. And if I want to stream a little bit of season 4 of Draft League later on, depending on what else I get done after this stream, then yeah, right? So anyways, yeah. So we're just, as I said, we're just going to give another couple of minutes, let some people join in, hit the like button, don't forget that stuff. Yeah, and then we're going to jump into the chapter. Once again, I'm still holdout hope. So far, like, there's nothing showcasing that it's going to be a bad fight or anything like that, but I haven't really enjoyed, I haven't been able to sink my teeth into one of these fights for a while, as you guys know, and a lot of the fan base feels that way. So I'm going to sit back and hope that this is the fight that's going to turn it all around. This fight is going to be in like most people's objectively top 3 and stuff, like once it's concluded and stuff. I'm still holding out hope. Because Okita has been around since the early parts of this manga. A fan favorite in some regard, fan disliked character in other regards, and of course stuff like that. But yeah, so I really do think that the manga is going to definitely take its time and make sure this is a fight worth reading, But happy Friday to everybody. Hope everybody's having a good Friday and stuff. Easter's right around the corner. Easter's next week, so next weekend, so that should be good for a lot of people. Yeah, I hope you guys all enjoy. I'm sure I'll stream between then and now and then. But in case I don't, once again, or I forget to mention it, like happy Easter to everybody, happy Good Friday, long weekend for some, 4-day long weekend for others. I just hope you enjoy, good food, good family, good drink, good sex, good whatever, whatever floats your boat, whatever you expect to get on a holiday, right? I mean, I quit drinking, so none of that. I'm a born-again virgin at this point. But I do have great food for next weekend. I got a ham and turkey dinner coming next weekend. So I got a +1 on that one. +1 on that one. Joseph says, Sup Griever, I've been really grinding on Black Clover, and it's been really good, and so many characters are great. Black Clover's not bad. It's like a 6 for me. It's 6 out of 10. It's pretty good. It's average. Average manga. I don't love or hate it, in any regard. I think it's good. I don't think it's great, but I think it's good. And yeah, there definitely are a lot of characters there. Joseph says, I think you might like this chapter. Really shows off some of Okita's skills. Excellent, excellent. Well, as I said, we were only going to give about a 5-minute wait time because, for the reason we already discussed. So let's just jump. Let's sink our teeth right into this. Chapter 87, Ame no Murakumo no Tsurugi. Which, of course, we know that as the Kusanagi Blade. That is another name for the Kusanagi Blade, the sword of gathering clouds or the gathering heavens or what have you. It is the blade, the Imperial Regalia of Japan. It is the sword, cut from Orochi's tail and all that stuff. So, good chapter title. Let's see. Okita's ready to go. The Sword Demon ready for battle. And already, next page, we're getting crowd reactions. That human's eyes, they're red? That's a bit scary. So the gods are like, damn. And the Shinsengumi, who all have great character designs, of course, are theirs. And it seems like Okita is going to go full force from the get-go. Which, once again, in Ragnarok, why not? There's been a lot of complaints about how Zoro was handling Lucci in One Piece and stuff like that lately. I just want to send everyone to Tekking's video about that because I'm 100% on board. I've been saying what Tekking's been saying. For some reason, people believe Tekking when he says it, but because I'm small time and opinionated, apparently my word, even if it's the same word, doesn't count as much. But yeah, in the same regard, some fights in anime are always going to be prolonged, and everyone's, testing the waters. You never see... Very rarely until like the end of an arc or something, like you never see people go Super Saiyan. People going all out. Nobody just goes straight up Bankai from the very get-go, right? It's like, let's see. All right, let's play around. Let's dance a little bit first. There's always the testing the waters thing before you just go, my best move, boom, here you go. Nobody does that in anime, but it's like, in Ragnarok it makes a little bit more sense, so that would work. It sure has been a long time since I've seen a healthy Soji in action. I'm so pumped. Alright, here we go. That small man is really the strongest manslayer. All I can see is a child. Show them, Soji. Show them why Okita Soji is the strongest swordsman of the Bakumatsu, as well as the most feared. Wasn't that Himura, the Batosa? But yeah, alright, boom. Batojutsu from the... Or, it's not Batojutsu, he's going with his full strike, so it's almost like the Getotsu. Boom. Okita Soji is attacking the sword god head on. Alright, so we have Hermes, Ares, and Zeus watching. He's looking down on the gods too much. This will be over in a second. They're now entering each other's range, and then boom, he just entered. Alright, we got like a circle, like an RPG sort of, like here's your character's like, circle. It just entered the range, and then boom, range? Huh? Susanoo's shocked. Ares, he disappeared? Oh, and he's already at the side, and he's about to strike. Susanoo, did he react in time? Or... he cut, but he managed to jump away in time. And Okita, boom, touches down, and boom. So we're basically making Okita Himura the Batosai. Godlike speed, Hite Mitsurugi. Alright, I'm good with it. I love Kenshin, right? So if we're just going to make Okita another looking like, he's so mild-mannered and weak-looking, like, and stuff like that. It's like, oh yeah, well, watch my godlike speed as I slice you down, Boom, so he disappears again, and he's right above him, ready to strike down and clash. Susanoo manages to block it with his own, of course, bandaged up sword, which I'm sure has some demonic this, that, and the other thing. But But yeah. I'm sure that's actually the Kusanagi blade, like, since Susanoo was the one to cut it out of the Orochi, the Yamata no Orochi, I'm quite sure that blade is going to end up being the sword he drew from the snake's, or the dragon's tail, but we'll have to wait and see. So he cuts into it, boom. And Okita doesn't seem to be sparing an inch, he's still glaring. Susanoo says, "You are even swifter than I had imagined. I lacked even the slightest chance to retreat." In which case, Foam, alright, he pushes forward. How about this? Now he's going to attack. Okita on the defensive. Foam, wait, what? Did Okita just... What happened? So Okita was falling back and he just jumped up into the air? Or what did he do to Susanoo's foot? Oh no, he just jumped up in the air. What? And he steps on Susanoo's raised knee to get higher for a strike down at the head, and bang, he blocks it again while lowering his body down. But now he's going to be on the ground. He managed to actually stay in that position with his heel dug into the ground. He doesn't fall. He just holds up Okita with his knee and manages to block the strike. As expected, says Susanoo. This truly is Tennen Ryushin style. The strongest sword style for true combat. He grips his own blade, and yet, Foom pushes him away. Okita is now on top of the roof, recovering no problem. And Okita immediately says, "This is fun." And then, doom, he jumps down again. Oh, he's literally jumping from rooftop. He's flying on rooftops. You know what I mean? All right. He's immediately flying on the rooftops. Let's go. Let's go. Okay. And he dashes. He's dashing. He keeps going forward. And he goes for the attack on Susanoo. Susanoo manages to dodge the sword strike. And then he leaps up, trying to attack a defenseless Okita. But no, boom, boom, boom. Alright, he's doing the Bankai circling that Ichigo does. He's doing the Bankai. And he's making after images of himself. The after image technique. There we go. So he's moving so quick. And boom, he cuts in. Wait, did he cut him? Oh no, he just managed to dodge. Oh, it certainly is. Susanoo's like, yeah, this is fun. What the... Alright, Ares and Hermes again. How is he so fast? It's not just the speed, says Hermes. In that briefest of moments, that blade still carries enough power to slice an opponent in half. He really has a dreadful, murderous instinct. Susanoo, so this is the demon child, Okita Soji. And he's going to go forth again. Let's see. Alright, is it backstory time? Let's see. With red eyes that appear when Okita Soji reaches the peak of excitement, he becomes the demon child. And those eyes, burning bright red, are proof of his life force burning up quickly. Are they going to say that's why he died young? His tuberculosis was caused by him raising his blood pressure through the roof or some shit? By having his heart pump 3 times more blood than normal, he's doing gear second or gear third, whichever one it was. Gear second was the one, wasn't it? That he pumps the blood, or gear third. Anyways, by having his heart pump 3 times more blood than normal, all the muscle cells in his body are awakened, which allows him to utilize superhuman abilities. Foam, foam. So he gets a... Oh, I think we see blood. He struck and... Oh, no blood, but it looks like he nicked him. It looks like he nicked him right there on the chest. Let's see. Susanoo jumps away, but Okita's about to step down. He notices something. Here it comes, the Shinsengumi. Here it comes. Okita's special move. Go. Time to go. And he pierces up into a blocking Susanoo's sword. So he's just stabbing forward. Is he going to stab right through? 1. Alright. Stab. Brings it back. 2. And 3. 3-stage thrust Tennen Rishin style secret technique. So does he 1, 2, 3 in the same spot in quick succession? I mean, it's a little basic, but okay. I assume like the power 1 for the blocking, 2 to shatter it through, and 3 to finally break it. With the amount of force used. Boom, boom, boom. Okita Soji's super fire kill technique, 3-stage thrust, was just barely stopped by Susanoo. And it did seem to crack through, but Okita's visibly shaken. It seemed to crack through all the bandages around his weapon. Hey, that god ain't half bad. Are you serious after seeing the 3-stage thrust for the first time? Shit, I really thought that would end it. And boom. Oh, and the bandages are gone, but he cracked through whatever weapon this is. It looks like made of rock or something, but he's cracked right through it. So this is the Godspeed 3-stage thrust. Yeah, Godspeed. Truly a frightening technique, says Susanoo. So we got the praise. There's praise involved and such, right? Like, let's go. All right. Cool. He stopped it, but that made a really bad sound, says Ares. Is his divine weapon broken? No. What broke was just the scabbard. And here we go. Of course it was. It was just like with Thor's hammer, with Mjolnir and stuff. So everything falls away and chink, chink, chink. Oh, simplistic but badass looking. I like this sword. The gorgeous sword. Yeah, it's got like detail, but a simple design with just a lot of detail put in. Like, I like the sort of the bat wing on the back side of the blade. Yeah. One of the strongest divine weapons in Valhalla. Amino no Murakumo no Tsurugi. Susanoo has finally unsheathed his sword. The Amino no Murakumo makes its appearance. That's the Ame no Murakumo? It can't be. No matter how you look at it, that's a katana. Or are they going to go with the idea that the Kusanagi blade would have been made out of copper or something like that? It would have been a straight sword because the first writings of it was before the katana was actually invented. Oh, yeah, 100%. They're going with the idea it would have likely been made out of iron or copper. Compared to the Amino Murakumo from Legend, it looks completely different. Says somebody in the crowd. That curvature, that tempering, it's tremendous. Let's see. I really am in love with my work. Smith of Dojikiri Yatsuna. Hoki Yatsuna. Swordsmith. Don't know these guys, actually. I assume he's a famous swordsmith from history. Truly, says another smith, Sanjo Muchikiya and Awataguchi Kunitsuna. Never heard of them. I assume they're all super famous swordsmiths. That is without a doubt the greatest sword in the history of swords. Ho ho ho. That's understandable. After all, the legendary blade was melted down and returned to smelting iron. Oh, of course, it was reforged. And this is from Kana Yagoshin, the goddess of smelting. And then the god of flames, Hephaestus. There he is. He's there. And then a coalition of the gods and humanity's best smiths. The gods and humanity worked together, so they had the human weaponsmiths mixed with the god of smelting and the god of flames and smithing, all working on this goddamn thing. I mean, that's badass. Like, I'm going to take the 3 best swordsmiths in world history. Then I'm going to take the gods of their respective craft, and all 5 of us are going to make this shit an already magical badass sword. We're going to upgrade it. Poured in the essence of all of our skill and reforged it as the ultimate sword. What? This is unbelievable! The sword Susanoo is now wielding was born from the union of humanity and gods? You are absolutely stunning. I had hoped for a grand debut with a bit more pomp and circumstance, though. Huh? Alright, Okita, let's see. That is a real nice sword. All right, he's doing. All right, pretty cool, pretty cool. All right, we only have about 11 pages left, so let's just double check the chat really quick. Um, Joseph says, I always had a feeling because of his design, Okita in Record of Ragnarok would be a swordsman with incredible speed, and I'm here for it. Which is why I was curious if he was also known for his speed in real life. I mean, somewhat, yeah. Like, they were all like, oh my god, his like blade drawing technique was so crazy and stuff like that. Like, there was a lot of them around then, the Manslayers and stuff. And it's what inspired the Kenshin manga and stuff like that, right? So it's a similar concept there. Joseph said it was Gear's second that pumps Lucy's blood to make him faster. That's right, Gear's second. That's it. I always get confused because they're like introduced at the same damn time. So, or close enough. Joseph said, "Oh heck yeah, they showed Okita's real life signature 3-stage thrust move. There you go, and it's pretty badass. It's pretty badass." Okay, we're caught up with the chat, so let's continue here. So Okita is praising the sword, and I mean, what's not to be praised? It's a union of the gods and humanity, you know, joining forces to make just such a beautiful level of craftsmanship, right? Son, right? I mean, this tempering, this gorgeous blade, truly, there is no match for it. He's like, yeah, look at this thing. Across all the planes and heavens, through the annals of history, this truly the greatest Owazamano, and its name is Onikiri Ameno Murakumo. Onikiri, so demon, right. For the day to finally use this to come, I can think of no blade more fitting for slaying the demon child. Let's go. Nice panel, nice shot. Oh, and now we have Musashi. Oh, we have the swordmen themselves. What a tremendous blade. And there's Kojiro. But wow, I'm amazed. For humanity and the gods to combine their power and turn a great sword into a katana. It's definitely not normal, says the Valkyrie. I forget her name, but the one that was paired up, the one with the dual personality. I mean, to try to make a divine weapon even stronger, it seems that way more than even I thought. Lord Susanoo is really a weirdo. Now then, I must have a fight worthy enough not to shame this blade. The sword god, always taking a stance, took up a stance for the first time during this death match. And it was an unbelievably ordinary Seigen stance. Yep, it's just straight up. But remember what happened when Kenpachi learned the most basic stance? Remember when that happened? Yeah. So, he's the sword god, right? It's like something a bit more, flashy. This stance is just so basic. But the basics is where everything lies. Master the basics. No, not in the least. The highest posture. That is how one pressures with stance alone. So that's what all the masters are saying. No, it's the ox stance. Aiming for a thrust. A deuce. Where are your eyeballs? It's the fool's stance. Aiming for a counter kill. Oh, so all the different people from history. Looks like people from like Europe and Japan and stuff like that are all arguing about it. No, it's the 8 direction stance. No, that's clearly Spanish swordsmanship. You fool, it's clearly the French style. What are these people saying? He hasn't even moved a muscle from that stance yet, and yet there are also many different opinions on what is happening? While all the swordsmen watching in the audience were in an upset, I believe it's an uprest. They're not really in an upset. I mean, I suppose it could be considered an upset. Anyways. The first to notice that something was amiss was the demon child, Okita Soji. Oh, he's wide-eyed and sweating. In an instant, the warriors of the Bakumatsu, as well as the legends of the Sengoku era, they all noticed. This is tremendous. Kojiro is there. Like, whoa, shit. So this is the stance of Susanoo, the sword god. What do you keep all going on about? It's just a normal stance, isn't it? No. No. Those aiming for the pinnacle of swordsmanship should all be able to see it. That stance is everything. Everything? Everything. Truly, as beyond Seigen is. If it be you, Okita Soji, I believe you can see it. So he's gathering. Shinra Yaozu, all gods in the heavens. He's using Asura. Holy shit, he's performing Asura. Damn, alright. Whoa. That's a panel. That's a nice panel. He's using Asura. Alright, yeah. Yeah, okay. Like how all gods have their origins in the heavens, every stance has its origin there. As I wield this blade now, this is my everything. Let me see your everything as well, Okita Soji. And that's chapter 87. Okay, so, yeah. So far, fight's good. Fight's pretty good. Is anybody complaining yet? Because I don't see a reason to complain. This is a pretty good fight. This is a pretty good fight. I love the idea that like he's such a master that like even taking one stance is like, oh, there is no opening. Like this is dangerous as fuck. To the normal eyes, they do not perceive the greatness, you know. But all the swordsmen can see it. It's like, if it's you, Okita Soji, I know you can see it. And it's just like, yeah, the demon heads are ruled. Like, yeah, let's go. Realist Medell says, Azura on steroids. Pretty much, yeah, that's what it is. Joseph said, it kind of looks like he's doing all the different swordsman stances at once, which is fitting as the god of swords. Like, yeah, like, he's ready in more than one stance almost. Like this one stance is multiple stances when it comes to him because he's the sword god, you know. So far I really like the characterization of Okita, obviously, but Susanoo, I know some people were disappointed. I don't know why. His design is fire. This chapter was really good. There wasn't really a lot to go over other than, okay, he's dodging, he swings, he dodges, he fights, he does this, he does that, you know what I mean? Sometimes these chapters go a lot quicker, as evidence that we're not even at the half-hour mark yet of the stream, and we're already done reading the chapter. Even though it was 44 pages, you know, there wasn't really a whole lot to discuss necessarily, right? But I'm glad I got to this. I really am glad I got to this, because I think that this is great. And we managed to get 5 people in here. Now, if only we could get 5 likes on the stream, that'd be the true kicker. That'd be the main thing, wouldn't it? But yeah, so I don't know. I so far I'm not disappointed in the least. I think that the chapter is paced well. Both characters are strutting their stuff. The idea that the gods and humanity worked together in the past to create this sword because that's their passion. It's sort of like I can see the god of smelting, the goddess of smelting and stuff just being like, I don't really care whether I work with humans or stuff. My thing is to perfect my craft. My thing is, I'm the goddess of smelting, and I want to see something truly inspiring from smelting. They're craftsmen first. They're tradesmen first. They're artists. And that's something that goes beyond like gods and humans and all that disparity in between. It's like, no, regardless what happens outside of that, I will do whatever it takes to work with and create the ultimate weapon, the ultimate sword, the height of our skill and knowledge, right? So the fact that they all work together and stuff, I thought that was really cool. And I'm glad they brought up that originally, like, the katana was not conceived of at the time that supposedly the Kusanagi blade was discovered, or in the myths and legends and stuff like that. So it all works out pretty well, I think, right? Yeah. So I don't really have anything else but to say that the chapter was really good. Definitely, for those of you who are going to be checking this out later, check the new updated thumbnail. I'll be updating that shortly after we end the stream here. because I do that now. I update the VOD's thumbnail from an image from the chapter later on, just to keep track of them and stuff, so they're not all the same. They get kind of boring in that regard, right? So yeah. Joseph said, maybe this round centers around being passionate for one's craft. It seems to be the case. Like, these are both passionate swordsmen that just want to, they want to do the Goku thing. Like, I just want to fight the strongest. I just want a challenge. I want a rival. I want to fight the best. I want to test my skill to its limit and beyond. And in the swordsmiths and stuff like that, you're absolutely right, Joseph. It's got this thing about the passion they have of their craft, of their skill, of their, artistic talent. So 100% there. Yeah, I don't really, honestly, I know it's a bit of a short stream, but last chapter one was pretty short too, wasn't it? Like, I only did like 46 minutes or so. So yeah, on the bigger, like the longer chapters and stuff like that, where there's more to discuss and a bigger chat and stuff like that, see, a lot of people dropped off this series. Before, I also had like 15, 16 people during the first hour of any Shuumatsu stream, and I would play catch up with that and blah blah blah. I also would give about a 10 to 12 minute run time at the beginning of the stream. This time we started at the 5-minute mark, so you're losing 6-7 minutes there off the total. And I think I covered everything. I like the chapter. I like everything that's going on, and I think that this is a fight that's actually going to pull people back in, if nothing else. If anything's going to pull people back in, it'll be this fight. But the people who aren't pulled in by this fight, I don't think anybody else is going to continue on. I understand that people are almost tired of the series in a sense, because it became very formulated. It became too much of a formula-based manga, like storytelling and plot-wise. And that bothered a lot of people. The handling of certain fights, the handling of certain characters and their motivations, of course. And the last round was terrible. Let's just straight up say it. The last round was just missing on so many levels. So, yeah. But this round, I've got better high hopes for. I think we're going to do great. So, once again, that's it from me. I know it's a really short stream, only half an hour long, but, we got through the chapter, and it was a good chapter. It was a they fight chapter, so not a whole lot to discuss, as I said. But don't forget, guys, to like, comment, and subscribe, and definitely have a great Easter. I'm sure we'll see you guys again before Easter, but if we don't, have a great Easter. Have a great this weekend. Have a great Friday. Have a great rest of your weekend and stuff. 2024 might suck so far on all fronts, but let's take the small victories and say that at least it's Friday, and the Shuumatsu no Valkyrie chapter was pretty good. Let's take the small victories where we can, because, yeah, that's just the way it is right now. So, yeah, either way, hope you guys enjoyed, and we'll see you back here next time. Have a good one. Thank you to Realist, Medell, and Joseph for jumping in the very short stream, last minute, jumping into the chat and stuff. I always appreciate that. So, thank you very much. And we'll see you back here next time, everyone. Sayonara.